Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Times Now. We'll be joined with Dr. OP Gupta here today. We'll be decoding the CBSE Maths Class 12 paper today with him. Welcome to all the students, and thank you, OP sir, for joining us today.
Hello everyone. Thank you, ma'am.
So, OP sir, how would you rate your maths? How would you rate the CBSE Class 12 Maths exam? Because we've heard that the paper was moderate and the paper for applied mathematics was easier. So, what do you have to say about that?
See, we are going to discuss this particular paper with series EF1GH/4, and the paper code will be 65/4/1. This paper we are going to discuss in detail. Everyone may be aware that CBSE conducts their examination in various regions. They set different question paper for different reasons. Delhi have a different question paper set. All India is divided into some like Panchkula region, Trivandrum region, Chennai region. So we are going to discuss this Panchkula region question paper. The series was mentioned EF1GH/4, and we will be discussing set 1. So according to me, this paper is quite a balanced one. It is expected for any paper to be, having good level of question. Like it should be having easy question. It should be having average questions. It should be having some hot question. So I'm going to put this paper in this way so that the discussion will conclude that how many questions were there, which were easy or easiest or average or quite difficult. Although I don't think if there is any student who has done PYQs will find this particular question paper difficult note. It was quite easy. If we begin with like section A, it was having 20 MCQs, having 18 straight MCQs and two assertion reason type questions. These were new introduction by CBSE from this academic session 2022 to 23. Only two questions were there in this assertion reason type questions category, but
Right.
it could create a problem for some of the students if they are not well versed with how to answer such type of questions. Sometimes students get confusion whether the option A will be correct or option B will be correct, right? Mostly the confusion arises in option A and in option B. So we are going to discuss about question number 19 and question number 20 also. But meanwhile, if I can say, how was question number 1 and question number 2? Because these two questions were based on matrices, so quite easy, because matrices and determinants normally students find this topic as easiest one. So the questions were quite easy. Question number 3 was also easy, but maybe some students may find that it is quite lengthy. Not that much, because any paper is expected to have, if it is easy, it may be a bit lengthy. So for one marker, it may be considered for some student that it is lengthy, but it is okay. I mean, I'm advocating this question that it is okay for a one marker, because there are some questions which are going to be answered very, quickly. You read the question and you will answer that option A is correct or option B is correct. So the time distribution in section A is taken care of. If there is one question that is very easy, you read the question and answer the correct option. Then there will be one question where you may have to write 2 or 3 or 4 steps. So question 3 is falling in that category. Question 4, well, for some students it may be a bit tricky, because it is involving, first of all, it is involving transpose of matrix and then finding product. So maybe some students will find that it is again a bit lengthy. But as I just said, if some questions are if you are finding some question as lengthy, some questions may be there which you can answer directly. Question number 5. There is something I would like to mention about that question in set 1 of this series that we are mentioning, EF1GH/4. Once again, I'm mentioning this question 5 has a question from determinant. Now, properties of determinants, this thing is deleted from CBSE syllabus for this academic session since first time of COVID and in the second COVID wave also. And this time also it was deleted for 2022 to 23. If there is one student who is aware about how to apply the properties of determinants, then this question is very simple one. And if the student is not aware, then it will take time. So, I mean, this question we can say quite okay. If they can directly expand, they will still get the answer. Otherwise, they will apply the property and then again they will get the answer, but in less number of steps. If they know the property which was deleted, but because it is MCQ, so you can directly expand it and you can still get the answer, which will be a bit lengthy method. Question 6, good concept. See, it is a modulus function where they are talking about continuity and differentiability. Some students may find some problem about differentiability, because even in NCRT, they do not have much questions based on this concept differentiability. And this differentiability, they have given a case study question in this
Right.
paper that I will talk about later on in this
Hmm.
analysis. Question number 7, quite calculation was there. I mean, good calculations were involved. Although it is easy, but the student will require the use of chain rule and some calculations. Question 8, again, property of logarithm will be used, and it will be easy. If the student is not aware about the property, they will find it difficult. Question
Just
9,
an
again,
announcement
yeah,
for students. Sorry to interrupt you, sir.
yeah,
Students should
sure, sure,
note
sure.
that we have access to the Panchkula region newspaper,
Yes,
new
yes,
question
yes.
paper. In case students have any doubt or any specific question that they would like OP sir to answer, please drop in your questions in the comment section, and we would discuss them later on.
Yeah, sure, sure. Question 9, again, it is easy, but it requires the calculations, means calculation will be there, though it is easy based on definite integral. Question 10, very easy, finding integration factor. I am sure students may have practiced such type of questions. It falls under simple category. Question 11 may find some students in confusion. There is one thing in the RHS of that differential equation for which they are asking to find the order and degree. So students may see there is a trig function involving derivative terms. Maybe some students could have answered it correctly, or maybe due to confusion, they have chosen some wrong option. Question 12, it's very simple, straightforward. They apply the formula to find the unit vector of a given vector. Direct question for question 12, I'm talking. Question 13, it uses the concept of trigonometry, that how the value of cos theta changes in first quadrant or in second quadrant. So it is good one. Question number 13 is good one. It requires concept. It does not require any calculation. As I was mentioning earlier, that there are some question, you read the question, you answer it. You don't have to write even a single step in the answer sheet. You just write the correct answer. So it is one such question, but it requires concept. And that is mapping from class 11th, trigonometric function. They should know about the values of cos function in first or in second quadrant. How does it changes? Whether it is positive or it's negative in whichever quadrant, in first or in second. So according to that, this question 13 is quite easy, but it requires concepts. Question 14, one such question is there. One similar question is there in NCRT exemplar. So maybe if the students have practiced well in three-dimensional geometry from exemplar, so it is good one. Otherwise, they may find problem in this question 14. Question 15, if they plot graph properly and then analysis the given options, they will be finding this question again easy. Similar question was there in CBSE sample question paper earlier. Not this time, but earlier sample question paper of CBSE had similar question. Not this year's sample question paper, but earlier year. Question 16, again, it's quite easy one, but it requires concept. They will have to analyze the given options that they have provided for the given inequalities. Question 17, direct formula based question from three-dimensional geometry. You know, cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma equals 1. So that thing they have to use here. So how they have answered this question? Let me see. Question number 18, again, it's from previous year question of CBSE, quite easy one. Question 19 and question 20, as I was mentioning, these were new introduction by CBSE for this academic session.
Yeah.
Question 19, I think there is a problem in reason because assertion is false. What it's saying, all trigonometric functions have their inverses over their respective domains. तो ये जो statement लिखा हुआ, this is false because trigonometric functions will have their inverse only if the domains are restricted. We have to put restrictions over the domain of trigonometric function. So that means assertion is false. Now, reason में जो statement लिखा हुआ, whatever they have written in the statement of reason, I think there is some chance of improvement, or they should not mention inverse of tan inverse x. Otherwise, reason is also false. Whatever they have given here. So I have a doubt for question number 19 if it is correct or it should be changed. Maybe reason statement should be modified.
Okay.
So this question may have some, eyes by CBSE. Question number 20, again, direct formula-based question from three-dimensional geometry. It does not require much thinking, or pen work is not needed, paper pen work is not needed. So question number 1 to 20, MCQ type questions were quite okay. Not too much, lengthy, not too much straightforward. Some questions were straightforward, but they required concept. If you are well versed with the concept, you will easily answer. Otherwise, you will spend time on those questions. Some questions, quite understandably, they required some steps to be written before you can answer option A is correct or whichever option is correct. So these were like section A for this particular reason paper that we are discussing, series EF1 GH oblique 4 for Panchkula reason. Now section
Hmm.
B, that question number 21, finding domain of inverse trigo function, which was very much in the syllabus, but NCRT textbook does not contain any question from this topic where we have to find inverse trigonometric functions, where we have to
Hmm.
find domain of where we have to find domain of inverse trigonometric functions. Such type of questions are not directly given in the NCRT textbook, but such
Okay.
questions are in NCRT exemplar problem books of mathematics. So I am
Okay.
sure students may have practiced. So in that case, if the student have done the practice, question number 21 is good one. It's okay, but otherwise they will find problem. But nevertheless, they have given an alternative in this. So they could have gone for the second question, that cos inverse of cos minus 7 pi by 3. But even that is not straightforward. It also
Hmm.
requires concept, but not that much as in the case of first question of question number 21. So it requires good level of concept. Question number 22, it is good one, it is okay, but lengthy. But for 2 marker, maybe it is okay. Otherwise, it is lengthy. Question number
Okay.
23, very, very easy. They have not mentioned using derivative. So any student of class 11th can answer this question. Without using
Hmm.
derivative, you can write the maximum or minimum value by using the concept of trigonometric functions. What is the
Okay.
maximum value of sine of angle? What is the minimum value of sine of angle? So it is 1 and minus 1 respectively. Maximum value of sine of angle is 1. Minimum value is minus 1. So accordingly, they can answer the maximum and minimum value for the given function. Right. So it is quite easy. If they use derivative, it will be lengthy. Otherwise, they have not mentioned. So you can take advantage of that. Question
Okay.
number 24, again, direct formula based question. If there is a vector A and we have to find the projection of vector A on another vector B. So we have a direct formula like vector A dot product with B cap, where B cap means unit vector in the direction of vector B. So direct formula can be used to answer this question number 24. It's quite easy. Question 25 has alternative. The first part is quite easy. The second part is also easy but lengthy. So that's why it becomes, a good choice which question you want to attempt in the paper, where they have given you choices, they have given you alternative. So the first one is quite easy. The second one is also easy but lengthy. So question number 25 is good one. They have tricked the student with two questions, whichever they want to answer. In section C, where it starts with integration, the first one is lengthy one, okay, but it is quite understandable. It is based on partial fraction. The second question 27, it is having alternative. The first one is very good question but quite lengthy. The second one is very easy. It requires the concept
Right.
that this even function is not even function or odd function wala property will not be used here. So it requires this knowledge. Otherwise, students normally fall in trap by seeing the limits given in integral. They think that this function will be first tested whether it is even or odd, but it is not that one. It will be using the property a to b fx dx, the integral, which will be equal to integral from the limit a to b f of a plus b minus x dx. This property we will be using, which is called King's rule also.
Okay. So
Question number
overall,
20,
you would say that the paper was easy, but towards the
quite
lengthy
easy,
side.
quite easy,
So
quite
could
easy.
you talk
Some
about the
questions,
questions that you thought you were tricky in in this question paper? Because we've got a lot of comments saying that the papers, we've got a mixed reaction. Some are saying paper was easy. Some are saying the paper was very tough to attempt.
depends whichever reason they are from. Like I have this paper from Dehradun reason. The series is EF1 GH oblique 3. It is set 3 that I am having, and it had really some good questions, some tricky one.
Okay. So in the set that we
Okay, so
have, the
some,
Panchkula region set, what would you say are the tricky
it's
questions?
quite easy, very easy. If there is student who has done PYQs, previous year questions, has done good
Hmm.
practice of NCRT and exemplar, so they will find this particular reason paper very easy one. The series is EF1 GH oblique 4. We
Okay.
are analyzing the set one, so it is quite balanced paper. I will put it in the category that if a normal student has done good sample papers practice, they will easily score around 70 to 75 out of 80. For a normal student, it is very easy to score around 60 for a normal student who is
Hmm.
who is not very well versed with the practice of such type of questions. Otherwise, it is okay one. For a normal
So,
student, the paper is so easy.
so
Like,
this was
just
a
a
big
moment, I will
paper.
interrupt you. There is question number 28. Although some students may think that it is a lengthy one, but it is a three-marker question, and they are testing you on the substitution method as well as if you know how to write the perfect square for a given quadratic expression and then integrate it. So it is using only two concepts. For a three marker, it is quite understandable. They have given one alternative, which is a bit lengthy. The calculation will be involved. So in alternatives cases, the choice is very important. It plays important role. The paper is okay, okay. This particular reason paper.
Okay,
What do
so
you
since
think?
you know maths is like a very important subject for class 12
Yes.
science students, especially those who are going to also be appearing for the JEE main exam on April
Yeah.
6th. So, what would you say about the JEE main preparation and their CBSE board exams? Could they use this as a reference for their paper for their JEE main
Not at
preparation?
least, I mean, not at least this paper, that particular we are discussing, not this one,
Not
but
this
that
paper, the
particular from
questions that come
Dehradun
in
region.
CBSE.
The Dehradun region paper, that the series that I just mentioned, EF1 GH/3, that is having good question, good MCQs. But this particular region paper is quite cakewalk, very easy. मक्खन की तरह मक्खन पे छुरी चलेगी ऐसा पेपर था ये बिल्कुल. Like, see, there is question number 29. They have tricked with the student in the cases where they have provided alternative. The first question is very easy. The second one
Mm-hmm.
is again easy but a bit lengthy. The first one is easy but not lengthy. So they have, they have to choose which one to attempt in the paper to save their time. Otherwise, the paper is quite lengthy. See, I am teaching since 2006, ever since I passed my class 12. Even while I was doing my 11th and 12th, I was teaching some students around my home. I mean, they used to call me Bhaiya Bhaiya, and okay, we were teaching the students. So, in this long experience that I have spent in teaching CBSE students for mathematics class 11th and 12th, this much lengthy paper CBSE has never made. 38 question, and there are case studies involving sub parts like first part, second part, third part. So overall, students are attempting more than 40 questions in this paper. It is very lengthy. So it is it becomes clever choice which one you want to attempt if they have given you alternatives. So in such cases, like I was talking about this question number 29, and there are other questions where they have given one question which is easy, requires concept. The second alternative is quite lengthy, but that is also easy,
Mm-hmm.
but lengthy one. So it's up to you now whether you have done the good practice or not. Then LPP again, very simple question they have given. Again, it's cakewalk. Question number 31 from probability. It is from CBSE PYQ. Such type of question have been given in past in CBSE examination, not through past. If the student has done like previous 5 year questions, they have seen. So this question is quite easy one. In section D, well, I will find these are 5 marker questions, but there
Mm-hmm.
are some questions which are very, very simple, very, very, they don't require much steps to write as compared to other regions. In this particular set that we are discussing, they have some questions which are in short when you write the steps, and they will give you 5 marks for that writing less step. So it is not that much lengthy also. Like, I mean,
Okay.
it is not that way that we cannot predict what kind of question they may give. From matrices and determinants, it is usually understood they will give a question based on solving the system of equations, and they have given a question of 5 marker, question number 32. But in question number 33, where they are asking to find the area of the region bounded by the parabola and its latus rectum. Now, this
Hmm.
concept of writing the latus rectum of a given parabola is normally discussed in class 11th. If the student is not aware about how to write the latus rectum, what is latus rectum of a parabola, they will not be able to, construct the diagram and find the area. So if a student is not aware about writing the latus rectum, then this question is going to give them 0 marks straightforward.
Okay.
So this is
Okay.
okay. This is okay because, as I said, the paper is supposed to have 10 to 15% of the weightage in HOTS category.
Hmm. Yes,
But
that
mostly
is good.
students may find a problem because we don't have to forget this batch. Again, with God's grace, we all are alive. This batch, which is writing class 12th examination, is that one which, they fall in the trap of first COVID, then in
Yeah,
second
they're
COVID.
writing it for the first time.
Yes, yes, yes. With God's grace, we all are alive. That is the biggest thing, but that is the reality. So, question number 34 again, it is a normal question. Maybe some students will find difficulty. but it is from relation and function, and mostly students find difficulty in this chapter. One question they have given based on equivalence relation, and second one they have given to show that a function is one and on two. So that is
Hmm.
okay. I mean, this chapter is normally difficult for most of the students. So this one is challenging one, but understandable and predictable that what kind of question they can ask from chapter one. So only such type of question can be asked in section D for 5 marker. The question based on equivalence classes or equivalence relation or based on
Hmm.
proving one or on two. So that is what they have given. So it was quite predictable from chapter one. The question that I was talking, that it is very easy. The section D is containing one question. It is very easy, and I think it does not, it is not suitable to fall in this section D. The last
Okay.
question from three-dimensional geometry,
Okay.
very easy question, super easy. So
Hmm.
they balance it. They have given one or two questions that are like that latest rectum wala question, and then from chapter one maybe some students will find problem in proving that equivalence relation thing, the last question that we discussed just now. So they have balanced in this question from three-dimensional geometry, which is again a difficult topic for most of the students, but this question is very easy, very easy, and short also. Not as much like for a 5 marker. Normally students feel that they will require one or half page or one plus half page, like more than one page is needed. This is not going to need that much space. It's quite
Yes.
simple, quite short.
Yes. Okay.
Now
So
that
we've
question,
heard. What would you say about the case study section? We would just quickly now
yes,
wrap up because we're
I was
unfortunately
yes.
running out of time.
I was coming over this thing. As I mentioned in the earlier section, there is a topic in chapter 5 of NCRT, continuity and differentiability, where they have not given in NCRT much questions on differentiability. So mostly students do not practice that particular topic. They do continuity wale questions and they directly go to finding differentiation of a function, second order derivative, and all such questions they practice. But mostly differentiability wale topic they mostly miss. This particular paper is having one case study that is the first one, question number 36, which is
Hmm.
based on this topic. Left hand derivative, right hand derivative means differentiability of a function at a given point. So it requires good understanding of the concept. Though the questions not there are not so many questions in the NCRT, but I'm sure
Hmm.
they may have practiced. Otherwise, this is not easy one.
Okay, so what would you say out of 80 is the average marks that students can expect?
Around 60 to 65 for an for a student who has done good level of practice, at least 5 sample papers and PYQs. They can score around 60 to 65 easily.
Okay, okay. Thank you so
Because
much for
see,
joining us today, OBC.
one minute I will take. The second case study, it is based on a question from NCRT, probability. And the last one is again very simple one, the last case study. So this is the paper that we are discussing for Panchkula region,
Hmm.
series EF1 GS/4. So according to me, the paper was quite a balanced one.
Okay. Thank you
I
so
wish
much for
all the very
joining
best
us
for all
today.
the students for future examination and their future endeavor also.
Thank you for giving us such an in-depth analysis of the paper. I'm sure students gained a
Thank you.
lot of
Thank you.
insight from this. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you all the students who joined in. We would also be sharing question papers and a CBSE answer key for today's maths exam on our website, timesnownews.com/education by 7 or 6 p.m. today.
Thank you.